I'll tell you, we had a real good time at HBO last night. I thought the representation of urban legends in action films was amazing. To be in the presence of some of the greatest, like the Black Dragon.
Absolutely, yeah.
A man who's over 70, shredded at about 6% bench, 300 pounds, he can still do kung fu with the best of them.
Yep, that's an inspiration, man.
But I think
inspiration when I'm younger, and inspiration when I'm not as.
There's no doubt, but there's no doubt there's a passing of the baton. You are the modern day action star, representing this whole genre, and to put out the movies that you're putting out, from legendary films like Black Dynamite to some of the stuff you're working on now. I mean, people are just, the fan base is just swelling. How does that feel to have people looking up to you as a real martial artist, not just an action hero, but a real martial artist?
The pleasure is immeasurable. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, I mean, it motivates me, because I really want to do with this genre what needs to be done. I'm venturing into more of the marketing side of it, because that's the side that has been neglected from Hollywood. They haven't really. It's almost like the return of exploitation movies. They think so little about the urban action audience that they don't service that audience, and they're scrambling to find good content. And when they find it, they really celebrate it. They have to hold on to it. But I really want to service that that genre and that fan base. And if it means me taking the reins and doing it myself, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're looking at a multi-billion-dollar industry between the action, the urban action films, the comic books, the action figures. I mean, through different sports too, or whether it be professional MMA, professional wrestling. It's just amazing the dollars and the kind of money that could be made there. But the fan base is gigantic, and
it's almost just like when Tyler Perry showed where the faith-based urban fan base was. That Hollywood didn't know existed, and still to this day don't quite understand.
Well, the joke's on them. I mean, because the indies are taking off.
But the action audience is not only consists of the fan, the religious base or whatever. It's that and this is a great deal of revenue that's on the table, and a great deal of entertainment that is just not there. People are not serviced. So.
Well, I think there are some. I mean, Sylvester Stallone realized the power of the urban action heroes, and that's why I think Expendables definitely was a crossover.
Yeah,
and it definitely is a big help with that franchise. One of the things that I want to mention to you is that when formulating Global Proving Ground in Warrior Island about a year and a half ago, I saw an interview that you did where you talked about your lineage and the tradition of martial arts, and how important it is to you to keep that up with your training and integrate that into all your films. And that's something that was important to us. We all have seen the big companies out there with the mixed martial arts organizations, but they've lost the honor, the respect of what martial arts means. So in Global Proving Ground, we make sure that our fighters, in the code of conduct, have to courtesy and bow to each other before to the referee, to themselves, each other, before and after the fight, or they don't get paid, or they're not going to be an organization. So we're honored to be here with you today. We'd like to know your input on what we're doing with Warrior Island, with the Grand Masters of martial arts, teaching these young MMA fighters and fighters of different disciplines of what it is to be a real martial artist and train them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. As you know, martial arts is really a part of my fabric, and what I really live by. The tenets of true martial arts, I applaud that whenever possible, because I think, a lot of people think about the combative aspects, and it stops there. Of course, it speaks very loud when you're doing something that most human beings that alive will recognize it as something that, especially with males, is a power that they wish to possess. However, those voices speak so loud that the other ones, as far as the discipline that you build, that will take you anywhere you want to go. You know, it's something that's a part of how strong your mind is. You know, your body's being pushed through by your mind. And whether you're a fighter or not, those tenets are the most important thing. And I always try to reiterate that for anyone. It's really not about how effective a fighter I would be, or am, or anyone would be. It's about that discipline that you cultivate. And with that discipline, you can do anything. You can set your mind out. If I'm gonna build a plane, I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's where that peace and tranquility comes from, and that peace of mind. It's the muscle. You know, you're strengthening your mental muscle every time you step on that floor. And when you're fighting another person, they're helping you develop that mental muscle, because here's someone you have to mentally and physically overcome. That's the essence of it. I bow to you because you allow me to improve upon myself in my mind. And, you know, anywhere that is really shown and really respected from the inside, I really applaud that, because that's really what it's all about.
A lot of people don't realize the martial arts, a lot of it came from India. Namaste, they bow to you. I mean, it's there. I'll tell you a really funny story. I told a few people this weekend. Last year, I was driving on a highway, and I was trying to make a right turn, and there was a gentleman in front of me, older Asian gentleman, had to be 85, 90 years old. He wasn't turning, he was in my way. I honked the horn, I was nice, little honk the horn, didn't move. Honked the horn again, a little louder. He rolled the window down. Old man, old. He says, "You want to fight?" I said, "No," because I knew if he was that quick to want to fight me, he knew something, and I didn't want to fight. So I said, "No, you can take as long as you want." So it's the art of winning without fighting sometimes as well. He made me think that he knew something. I said,
There's no winning in that situation. Anyway, you beat up an old man.
Oh, I know. I didn't want to fight. I just want to make it right.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, we'd love to talk to you in the future about maybe coming on a week of filming for Warrior Island to show the fighters what it's like. I always say that MMA fighters think they're tough, but they're only fighting one person. A real martial artist can fight multiple people. And if you watch real action films, those are some real fight scenes. Silvio Simac will be on the show also.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that is one aspect that, if you're talking about the combative part of it, that is something that martial arts does teach you. You grapple with somebody and their friends hit you in the back of the head. That is something to be said.
It's a big distraction.
Yeah. I mean, I applaud all of the MMA, but I'm a nerd for martial arts.
As you begin this paradigm shift in Hollywood and really making a difference with the urban action athletes, where can people get more information about what you're doing, trailers, films, people you're working with? Where can they go get the information?
Well, I mean, what I'm going to be doing is building a network that's going to really reach out. So, hopefully if it works right, they'll be stumbling all over.
Nice.
Yeah. So, it's with the social network and with all these distribution arms, in about six to 8 months, it should be put in place where all the social media and all that type of stuff will start hitting them. And if they follow me, that's the place to start. I'm just Michael Jai White on Twitter. At Michael Jai White, number sign thing. But so it starts there, and they'll be abreast of all the work.
Is there a movie you're working on right now that you can talk about?
Well, yeah, there's a movie that's going to be coming out. I actually have a screening tonight in LA, but I'm here.
Yeah.
But and I have a screening tomorrow. It's codenamed Falcon, or Favela is the first episode in these movies. I'm doing one per year. The first one was shot in Brazil and Puerto Rico, and it stars myself and Layla Ali. That's a tough girl. Yeah, real tough girl.
Tough for the right hook.
Yeah, she'll get tougher than ever. And so that's the first of the series. And then next year we're shooting the next movie in Thailand. And so it's an action thing. It's got a worldwide type of crowd, and be looking out for that.
On our Facebook page, one of our fans asked me to ask you if the stuntmen that you work with have to wear some kind of protection for your sidekicks to prevent them from being cut in half.
Well, yeah, I if I'm gonna, some stunt guys, especially if I get big guys, sometimes they want the real impact. Yeah, I try to get them once pads or whatever. Yeah. Sorry about that, Esteban. But that wasn't my fault. That was Larnell's fault. He co-signed on that, but and that's an inside thing. Maybe I'll show a clip that'll kind of support that. But Esteban, you're the man. So, but yeah, I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't, it's really about just the illusion, And actually, I don't, I hate bullies. So being in a position of being a lead in a film, I so hate to look like a bully. Like I would hate to make contact with it. I pride myself on having a lot of control. And sometimes in films, to make actual contact doesn't look as good as a really good stunt person who can really absorb it off. Yeah, you can just really play it off without any contact whatsoever. Like in Blood and Bone, there was no mishaps, anything like that. And there were no mistakes. Nobody got hurt.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
But it looked like
Blood and Bone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting you bring up bullying. One of the things that we're doing as an organization is we have an anti-bullying child safety program. We're actually working with the bullies. What we do is before a fight in any town around the world, we go in as a group with the Contained Anti-Bullying Child Safety Program, and we take the fighters from the cage to the stage, telling their story, whether they were bullied or were bullied. And then we institute a program starting at the nursery school level, teaching real martial art techniques for children to escape bullies or pedophiles or any kind of predator. And then eventually, as they get older, they're segued into an actual school, an accredited school for training martial arts. We want to leave a positive footprint in every town that Global Proving Ground goes to make sure that we're working with the bullies, because that's where the problem really lies. You're never going to take anger and aggression out of human nature, but if we can funnel it into a positive venue, I think it's a much better way to do it. So that's something that we're doing. It's awesome that you're on GPG TV. You've been on MMA and Sports Extreme Show. We've had you on that analysis event. And, we wish you amazing success in everything that you're doing. And let's get a crowd swell out there of GPG and Warrior Island fans to get Michael to come on to Warrior Island and to show those fighters how to really train.
Yeah. sounds like fun.
That's one of our Warrior Island fighters right there.
Oh, okay.
So thank you very much for joining Michael Jai White and James Jefferson from GPG TV.